there is a principle that never fails. Purpose attracts provision. You were never designed to chase money. You were created to attract it through purpose, vision, and discipline. If you align your mind with the laws of the kingdom, wealth doesn't just come, it flows. Today, you're not just going to be motivated, you're going to be transformed. Are you ready to think like royalty and live like a steward of abundance? You will never become a millionaire by accident. Wealth does not visit people who wait. It visits people with vision. Vision is not just what you see with your eyes. It's what you see with your mind when your eyes are closed. If you don't know where you're going, how can you expect provision to follow you? Money is a resource, and resources only come to where there's a reason. That reason is called vision. Every millionaire, every world changer, every kingdom builder, they didn't chase riches. They built a vision so big, so clear, so aligned with purpose that resources had no choice but to follow. A clear vision creates clarity of action, and when your actions are clear, focused, and consistent, success becomes inevitable. You see, money doesn't go to people, it goes to ideas. Ideas wrapped in vision, guided by discipline, and planted in purpose. Now hear this. The poorest man is not the one without money. It's the one without vision. Because vision gives you direction. And direction attracts attention. People fund direction. They invest in clarity. And when you write the vision, make it plain, and pursue it like your life depends on it, that's when doors open. That's when favor finds you. That's when wealth begins to flow, not as a miracle, but as a result. You weren't born to just exist. You were born to see, to dream, to build, to lead. But if your vision is still blurry, if you're still waking up with no direction, no fire, no pursuit, then don't be surprised when nothing multiplies. Because wealth flows through focus. Vision gives your life structure, and structure is the pathway to increase. You cannot manage what you haven't visualized. You cannot grow what you haven't built in your mind first. So here's the truth. If you want to become a millionaire in 30 days, start by becoming a visionary in 1. Don't ask for more money, ask for more clarity. The clearer the vision, the faster the provision. The world does not give to the confused. It rewards the clear, the consistent, the committed. But here's the next question. If vision is the beginning, what activates the vision? What draws the provision toward it like a magnet? The answer is something deeper, something most people overlook. Purpose is the master key to prosperity. If you don't know why you were born, you will never understand what you're supposed to have. Purpose gives meaning to your life. And when your life has meaning, resources respond. People don't invest in confusion. They invest in direction, in clarity, in confidence. And confidence comes from knowing your purpose. Now listen carefully. Purpose is not what you do. It's who you are. What were you born to solve? What problem were you created to answer? Purpose is the solution you carry inside you, and the world will pay to access it. You don't need to chase wealth. You need to chase alignment. When you find your purpose, you find your position. And when you're in position, provision meets you there. You were not designed to work just to pay bills. You were designed to function. And your function is your purpose in motion. Wealth flows to function. A lion doesn't need a salary to hunt. It was designed to rule the jungle. Likewise, you were designed to rule in your area of gifting, but purpose must be discovered. You can't guess it. You can't copy it. You must uncover it. And once you do, your whole life begins to shift. People are waiting for the real you to show up, not the copy, not the imitator, the original you, walking boldly in your assignment. That's when favor flows. That's when networks open. That's when hidden doors begin to unlock, because purpose draws people. Purpose draws support. Purpose draws increase. You don't need to beg for help. You need to become valuable by living in purpose. This is why so many are frustrated. They're working, but not fulfilled. Busy, but not fruitful. Because effort without purpose is just noise. You were not born to make noise. You were born to make impact. And impact is the evidence of purpose in motion. When your life becomes impactful, wealth is attracted like gravity. But here's the next piece. Even with vision and even with purpose, many still fail. Why? Because there's something powerful that must be mastered daily. Something small, yet unstoppable. Something that separates dreamers from millionaires. Discipline is the bridge between what you see and what you receive. You can have vision. You can even know your purpose. But without discipline, nothing moves, nothing grows, nothing multiplies. Discipline is the daily decision to say yes to your assignment, even when your feelings say no. You don't become wealthy because of desire. You become wealthy because of discipline. Success is not built in a day. It's built in daily habits. What you do consistently reveals what you truly believe. You can't pray for prosperity and live in procrastination. You can't declare abundance and live in distraction. Discipline demands order, and order attracts overflow. When your life is in order, your schedule, your thoughts, your priorities, you become a magnet for divine increase. Let me tell you this. The most dangerous person on earth is not the one with talent, is the one with discipline. Because talent can excite people, but discipline builds things. It creates systems. It establishes structures. It multiplies results. Wealth doesn't flow to the loud. It flows to the consistent. You don't have to shout. You don't have to impress. Just show up every day and do what others quit doing. Discipline is how you protect your vision. It's how you guard your purpose. It's how you outlast the pressure and outgrow your past. Some people are praying for a breakthrough, but what they really need is a routine. You don't rise to the level of your potential, you fall to the level of your patterns. So what's your pattern? What are you doing daily that's building the millionaire within? Discipline turns good intentions into powerful results. It trains your mind to focus. It silences the noise of doubt and fear, and it proves to heaven and to the earth that you're ready for more. You will never be trusted with abundance until you master consistency with the little. And the beautiful part? You don't need a crowd to become disciplined. You just need a made-up mind. But here's the turning point. Discipline keeps you on track, but what fuels your journey? What gives life to your direction and multiplies your effort? There's a secret force, invisible, yet undeniable, and without it, nothing you build will last. Mindset is the engine that drives everything. You can have a powerful vision, a deep sense of purpose, and strong discipline. But if your mind is still limited, your life will stay small. Your outer world will never rise higher than your inner world. As a man, thinks in his heart, so is he. So if you want to become a millionaire in 1 month, you must begin thinking like one. Today, poverty is not just the absence of money, it is the presence of mental barriers. It is a belief system that says, I'm not enough. I can't do it. This is all I'll ever be. But when your mindset shifts, your reality follows. You begin to see possibilities, not problems. You begin to walk with confidence, not confusion. Your thoughts begin to attract favor, open doors, and create opportunities. Let me ask you this. What do you believe about yourself? Are you thinking from your past or from your potential? Because your mind will either be your prison or your passport. Your mindset determines how you respond to failure, how you handle success, and how you carry your calling. You cannot manifest greatness with a mindset built on fear, doubt, and excuses. Wealth begins with belief. You must believe that you were born for more. You must believe that increase is your inheritance. And you must believe that what's inside of you is bigger than anything around you. That belief becomes the fuel for your actions. Anissa believes that the fuel for your action, it becomes the fire in your speech. It becomes the power in your pursuit. And soon, your mindset becomes your magnet. But here's the truth. Your mind will fight you. It will remind you of every failure, every setback, every limitation. That's why you must renew it daily. Speak life over it. Feed it vision. Surround it with faith. Because once your mind is aligned with abundance, your life begins to overflow. But even a strong mindset isn't enough on its own. There's a law, ancient, unshakable, built into the very fabric of the universe. And this law is the key to multiplication. It's the difference between addition and overflow, between survival and supernatural success. There is a law older than time, more powerful than luck, and more certain than any strategy. It's called the law of seed time and harvest. If you don't understand this law, you will pray for things you were supposed to plant. You'll wait for miracles in places where God is waiting for movement. Wealth doesn't just arrive, it is harvested. And harvest always begins with a seed. A seed is anything you give. Your time, your energy, your skill, your money, your gift. It's what you release in faith, trusting that it will return multiplied. But here's the secret. No seed, no harvest. Some are waiting to receive what they've never sown. They admire the fruit in others' lives, but refuse to go through the dirt process. You will never experience millionaire overflow until you understand that multiplication starts beneath the surface. When you plant a seed, it looks small. It even looks invisible for a season. But beneath the soil, transformation is happening. The seed that is dry up, you cannot dry it out with a stick. Okay? So what do we notice in the first parable? The roots are growing. The foundation is forming. And when the time is right, the harvest shows up. Not just what you planted, but more than what you planted. That's the power of divine increase. But you must trust the law. You must believe in the process. You must not grow weary in the waiting. Many people abort their harvest by complaining during seed time. They pull up what they planted by speaking death over it. But those who plant in faith, those who work while others whine, those who remain faithful even when it's dark, they are the ones who walk into abundance. Your seed is your future in disguise. Protect it, water it, expect it to grow. And remember, a seed doesn't just bless you. It creates legacy. It feeds generations. It shifts families. That's why millionaires don't focus on consumption. They focus on contribution. They're not just takers, they're sowers. They understand the law. They move in it daily. And as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest will never fail. But if the seed is the beginning of increase, how do you know which seed to plant? How do you discover the area of your life that was born to multiply? There's a hidden force inside you, and once you activate it, nothing can stop your rise. Inside every person is a hidden treasure, a gift, not a talent you practiced, a gift you were born with. It's your unique ability to solve a problem no one else can solve the way you can. That gift is your seed of greatness. And here's the truth. Your gift is the gateway to wealth. Not your job, not your resume, not your degree. It's your gift that makes room for you and brings you before great men. You are not designed to work for survival. You are designed to function in your gifting. When you activate your gift, you unlock the flow of favor, the pull of opportunities, the attraction of increase. People pay for value, and your gift is your value in motion. You don't have to beg for promotion when your gift is working. You don't need to chase validation when your gift is solving problems. The world rewards solutions, and your gift is a solution. But here's the challenge. Most people ignore their gift. They bury it under fear. They dismiss it because it doesn't look impressive. But what seems ordinary to you is extraordinary to someone else. That thing you do with ease, that insight, that ability, that idea that keeps burning in your spirit, that's your clue. That's the signal. That's the starting point of your millionaire path. Now understand this. Gifts are not just for applause. They are for assignment. Your gift is connected to your purpose, and when you align the two, income becomes inevitable. You no longer chase money. Money starts chasing you. Doors open, people call, systems shift, all because you dared to walk in what was already inside you. You don't need to imitate others. You don't need to force opportunities. You just need to refine, develop, and present your gift to the world with excellence and consistency. The more problems you solve, the more resources will find you. That's not hype, that's principle. And principles never fail. But even when the gift is activated, even when it's producing fruit, there's still something deeper required. Because your gift can open doors, but what keeps you inside? What sustains you through storms? What empowers you to multiply instead of just maintain? There's a spiritual law, invisible yet essential, and without it, the blessing cannot last. Faith is not just belief. It's action based on conviction. It's the invisible power that pulls the future into the now. You can have vision, purpose, discipline, a powerful mindset, even a gift. But without faith, you will hesitate when you should move, doubt when you should act, shrink when you were called to rise. Faith is the currency of the kingdom. Without it, nothing works. With it, nothing is impossible. You must believe in what you cannot see long before it shows up. Millionaires don't wait for proof. They move on conviction. They speak what doesn't exist yet. They prepare for what hasn't arrived. Because faith is not foolishness. Faith is foresight. It sees beyond facts. It dares to walk on water when others stay in the boat. Faith builds when there's no blueprint, no guarantee, no applause, just a word and a belief that is enough. You cannot rise above the level of your faith. Your life right now is a reflection of what you've believed so far. If you want to go higher, think bigger, impact greater, your faith must be stretched. Millionaire faith sees challenges as opportunities. It sees delay as development. It sees closed doors as redirection. Faith never quits, never folds, never doubts the outcome, even when the evidence says otherwise. But faith is not passive, it's intentional. You feed it with the word, you water it with action, you protect it from negativity. You walk with people who believe, who speak life, who challenge you to keep going. Because faith is fragile when isolated, but it's unstoppable when surrounded by agreement. And here's what most people miss. Faith doesn't just move mountains, it moves you. It stretches your capacity, sharpens your focus, and releases the favor you need to win. Where there is faith, there is flow. Things happen faster, connections appear, acceleration begins. Not because of magic, but because heaven responds to faith. But even faith must be partnered with something vital, something that manages increase, something that protects what's been planted. Because wealth without this next principle will always crumble. What is it? It's the wisdom to manage resources and multiply what's in your hands. Wealth is not just about making money, it's about managing it. It's not what you earn, it's what you multiply. And that requires wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge with precision. It's knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, with excellence, with discipline, and with foresight. Many people rise, but only those with wisdom stay elevated. You can receive a financial breakthrough and still lose it without wisdom. You can get the opportunity of a lifetime and ruin it if you lack understanding. Wealth is not sustained by excitement, it is sustained by structure. That's why the wise don't just count money, they manage vision, time, relationships, investments, and decisions. Because wisdom knows how to steward what was given. Every blessing becomes a burden without wisdom. Give a fool $1 million, and in 30 days, they're back to begging. But give a wise man a seed, and he'll create a system. He'll multiply it. He'll invest it. He'll protect it. Because wisdom doesn't just build income. It builds inheritance. And inheritance isn't what you leave behind. It's what you live right now and pass through generations. Wisdom teaches you that money is a servant, not a master. It's a tool, not a trophy. It's a resource to be directed, not a reward to be worshipped. That's why those who walk in wisdom attract more. They make room for more. They are trusted with more because heaven knows they won't waste it. And here's the truth. Wisdom doesn't come from age. It comes from alignment. It comes from humility. It comes from asking, seeking, learning, and applying. It's birthed in quiet moments of reflection, in disciplined decisions, in listening before speaking, and planning before acting. If you want to build wealth that lasts, seek wisdom above wealth, and wealth will chase you down. Now hear me. You're not here by accident. You've been called to rise. You've been equipped to create. You've been chosen to lead. But vision alone isn't enough. Purpose alone won't do it. Discipline must be paired with clarity. Mindset must align with belief. Your gift must be activated. Your faith must be alive, and your wisdom must guide the journey. Because when all these principles come together, something supernatural happens. You don't just become rich, you become responsible. You don't just grow money, you grow impact. And the world doesn't just see what you have, they experience who you are.